Hi everybody, welcome to my live. I am creating cards with Debbie. My name is Debbie Foster and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. Hold on while I bring my laptop up so I can watch comments as you come on. And be sure that you say something when you come on, say hello. And give me just a moment here. Find my live. Hopefully everything goes well today. All right, and that looks good. Like I said, be sure you say hello when you come on. And I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to catch up with us and get here. We had a little bit of rain shower earlier. I thought, oh great, it's going to storm while I'm trying to do my live. It'll knock out my internet and all that stuff. But I think it's passed us by, so I think we'll be okay today. Like I said, I want to welcome you here to Creating Cards with Debbie. We're going to be doing 3 cards today. I'm using Stampin' Up! Products. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So, I'm just going to give a moment here for everybody, and then I'll go ahead and turn my camera down here shortly. Hope everybody's doing well. So let me give just a moment here. I might have came on a little bit early. And I'm hoping we don't have any technical problems today. So I know last week went fine, so I'm hoping for the same today. I know a lot of demonstrators have been having a lot of problems. All this techie stuff. So let me go ahead and turn you down here and we'll get that taken care of and see how that goes. So if you get dizzy, just close your eyes until I get the camera turned. Oops. I think I dropped you. Sorry about that. Alright, I'm going to make sure that my orientation's right. I should have turned that first. Let me set you down here a moment. Got to turn my stand around a little bit. And tighten that. And so far so good, it's looking like. All right, and can I put my screen up a little bit more here? I'll get my cords out of the way here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good today. And are we straight? Fairly straight. Okay, and like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie. And if you want to shop any items that I'm showing today, you can go to my store and at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is under $150, here's the May host code to use. It's K77BMNS2. So use that code if your order is under $150. But if it's over $150, don't use that code because you'll receive Stampin' Up! Rewards for yourself. All right, set that aside. And if you need to contact me for anything, you can private message me here on Facebook, or you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And all these are in the description of the video also if you missed them. All right, so today is the last day of our May Paper Pumpkin Kit. To sign up for it, it's called Create Outdoorsy Cards. Let me see. This is needs to come down a little bit to get it in the camera view. And I've got a little delay on my laptop, so I'm waiting for it to catch up with me. It's called Create Outdoorsy Cards, and it's going to be using some of the new in colors are inside. And you need to subscribe to this. Today is the last day to sign up for that. And it says, say hello to mountain landscapes and new in colors. This month's kit features 9 outdoors themed cards in our new 2023 to 2025 in colors, plus exclusive free stickers. And you can get the add-on with this starting May 2nd. So if you have any questions on that, just get with me. All right, and let me tell you a little bit what this contains. Okay, this kit includes a special bonus, free stickers. Look around and you'll see stickers everywhere on water bottles, laptops, coolers, and of course on paper crafting projects. It's an on-trend extra that your customers will love, so we're talking about y'all. This month we're offering a cards and envelopes add-on to keep the crafting adventure going. So that's available starting May 2nd. So if you want any more information on that, just reach out to me and I'll be glad to help you with that. This kit includes all the supplies you need to create 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, plus 9 coordinating envelopes. A 7-piece all-occasion stamp set that celebrates good friends and great adventures. It includes 1 copper clay, which is a new in color, classic Stampin' spot, twine and die-cut accents, free stickers to put on your projects or anything you want, like water bottles, laptops, coolers, and more. And the finished card size is 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. And the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors are boho blue, copper clay, moody mauve, pebbled path, and wild wheat. Those are our new colors. And also with some of our old colors, which are daffodil delight and mossy meadow. Okay, I think that's what I'll have to say about that. And so be sure you don't miss out today. Today's the last day to sign up for that May Paper Pumpkin Kit. And you can click on the link in the description of this video and it'll take you directly to the Paper Pumpkin link to sign up for that. So, and like I said, be sure you say hello when you come on so I can acknowledge you. And if this is your first time being on here, I want to welcome you. And it's kind of fun to see where everybody's from. So if you could maybe say which state you're coming in from too, it's fun to see where everybody is. All right, and don't forget about the online exclusives that Stampin' Up! Has added a few months ago. You can only get these online, so if you go into my store, there'll be a little button there. It says Online Exclusives. Just click on that, and that'll take you to all the online exclusive items that are in there, so you can purchase. And I think they're going to be giving us new items every quarter, I think is what it's going to be. So, lots of pretty things have been added already to that. All right. I think that's about all the news I have, other than I want to invite you to join my team. You can become a hobbyist and get your starter kit for $99 with free shipping, and you'd pick out $125 worth of merchandise. So that's a good way to get a lot of your supplies for if you're just doing it as a hobby. But if you want to do it as a business, I'd be happy to help you with that too. But you don't need to do that. You could just sign up and get your kit, so you'll get your discount after that. It's a 20% discount after that with your next orders that you put in after your starter kit arrives. So who doesn't like to save money? It's another added bonus to Stampin' Up! And I've never been disappointed with joining Stampin' Up! It's been the best decision I've ever made. So if you have any questions too, just private message me, reach out to me, email, private message. Hi Becky, glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. I just got started, just went through all the introductions and all that sort of thing, so you're right on time. All right, we're going to start out with the cards today, and I'm going to do, this is our new catalog that we're able to open it now, and we're going to start out with the stamp set that's on page 111. I'm trying to see if this is the right view here. It's called Cheerful Daisies Bundle, and we're going to be using that complete bundle, plus we're going to be using the designer series paper also. So I'm just kind of waiting for my laptop to catch up here. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Here's a little look at the papers. I've done a little chart already so you can kind of see what they look like. This is the front side and the back sides, and front, back, front, or back, front, back, front, back, front. So, very pretty, cheerful. All right, so, oops, then I'm dropping things on the floor. Hold tight here. Where did it go? My bits and pieces fell out of the package. I guess I didn't have those in a package, did I? Huh. That's why they fell on the floor. But anyway, here's the card, our first card that we're making. And let me get my chair boosted up here again. It's called Wishing You the Brightest Birthday. And I haven't got nothing on the inside yet, so we're going to add that when we do our card together. Alright, and let me get all my pieces out here. Okay, the embossing folder we're going to be using comes from the basic 3D embossing folders, and there's 3 different embossing folders in here, and this is one of those online exclusive onlys, so you can go to the online exclusives and get this. It's 3 different embossing folders. I'm not sure. I'll get my light over here so we can see a little bit better maybe. This one's kind of like a flowery print, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. This has dots, that's showing up pretty good. And the one that we're using today is the, I think it's called the crosshatch. So, alright, I'm just trying to figure out where to set things out of the way here at. Okay, Cheerful Daisies. And we're going to start out with our thick basic white cardstock. Is going to be our card base, and that's just our standard size. It measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Oh, Becky, you're going to love this suite. I love this suite. It's one of my favorites. I've got a lot of favorites in the new catalog, and that's what's killing me, my bank account. Okay, so it's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. And we're just going to burnish the edge of that to give it a good edge with our bone folder. And I've got 2 of the designer series paper. Well, it's one side. It's one sheet, but it's the front and the back that I'm going to be using. And these are cut at 2 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And then I ran them through that embossing folder to give them both a little bit of dimension. So I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. I guess you can see it a little bit. But we're going to place that down onto our card front, and I'm going to just use my favorite adhesive, which is our Tombow glue, or green glue. Some call it green glue. I call it Tombow. And I'm just going to put some glue on the back of our DSP. And This is going to be our upper portion. I'm just going to leave a small border going around it. Try to get my edges straight. And you know, that's pretty challenging for me. Alright. Yeah, Becky, I'm right along with you. I keep putting in new orders. I gotta stop. I don't have to get everything all at one time. I gotta spread it out during the year. But I see so many things that I want. Oh, that'd be cute for a class, or just cause. Alright, now we're gonna place this other, this is our, what is it? Wild wheat. I had to look up the color. I'm trying to get used to our new colors here yet. Layer goes at the bottom. And then I've also taken a 1/2 inch by 5 3/8 inch basic white, and I ran that through that same embossing folder. That's going to be to cover our seam. So I'm going to hold off on that because we're going to put our ribbon across it. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat and find my ribbon. And I'm going to be using the Moody Mauve textured ribbon. This is one of our new ones. And I'm just going to run a strip of that across the center of that. So I'm just going to eyeball it and trim off the excess here. And I'm going to get my tear-in tape, which I just had a moment ago. Things stacked up here. I don't want to drop things on the floor and make a terrible noise, so doing it very carefully here. I'm going to take my tear-in tape and I'm just going to run a strip of that across our 1/2 inch white. And I'm going to run it off the edge a little bit so I could bring it back around the back side to hold the ribbon behind it. And I'm using my silicone mat so I don't stick to my table surface here. And take your pick tool and take off that sticky strip. And I'm going to attach one end of this ribbon to the back side and bring it around the front. I've got Cookie laying here taking her nap, and you probably hear her snoring. She had her lunch, so I guess she's got a full belly, and now she's ready for her nap. Alright, clip off that excess. Alright, so here we have our little strip that's going to go across our seam of our card. And I'm just going to use my liquid glue again. So let me put that back on my mat there and put a little extra glue on this to hold it. Alright, and then we're going to place that across our seam. I'm just going to press it down for a moment to make sure it's sticking. Doesn't want to stick at the ends. I guess that ribbon is keeping it from doing that. So I'm just going to hold that down for a moment, press pretty hard on it. Alright, so we're going to set that aside for a moment. We're going to stamp up our flowers. And I've just got a scrap of basic white here. And I'm going to grab all of our flowers, stamps. And I've got quite a big assortment here. As you can see, I've got a whole container full. So I'm going to be using, the inks that we're going to be using are Bubble Bath, which is a new one. Wild Wheat is a new one, and Moody Mauve. So that's our ink colors. So I'm going to stamp the outline of the flowers using the Moody Mauve. So let me bring that out. Let me put the lid on my glue so I can set that aside so I can concentrate on the stamping. And I'm going to bring over my piercing mat, which I covered with just printer ink or printer paper. All right, and let's go ahead and start. I'm going to stamp the outlines of the flowers so you can kind of see the lines in them. Those are the outlines. So we're going to start with the larger one. And trying to make sure I'm still in camera. Oops. I stuck my hand in the ink there somehow. I guess when I opened it, I must have bumped it. Don't need to make a mess already. Alright, we're going to ink up our large flower and stamp that. And then we're going to come in with our, I guess that's a cone flower, that little one. But I put this on a larger acrylic block. I've ran out of blocks today, so I'm trying to improvise a little bit. All right. And the outline of the medium-sized flower. Oops, I think that was the wrong one. That was the center portion. So let me bring my Simply Chamois and wash that off because it's the wrong color that we're going to be using for that one. It should have been this one that I used. So there, you gotta look really close because you can confuse the two. They look pretty similar. All right, there we go. All right, and so we're gonna close up our Moody Mauve. And we're going to bring over our Bubble Bath. And then we'll stamp the centers. And with the stamp set, you can see that the bottom portion has the shorter petals. So I think I'm going to stamp off one and then stamp. And see if I can get these lined up without sticking my head in the camera too much. All right, we got that one. Let's go with the larger one. And we'll do the same with that. We'll stamp off. And trying to see where I am here. Well, I think I'm right about here. I'm out of camera view a little bit there, so let me stamp that. And then I want to bring in my little cone flower. We'll stamp that off. And make sure I turn it the right direction here. All right. I think we got it. All right. Okay, so we're going to close up our Bubble Bath. I like that name of that, Bubble Bath. And then we're going to try with our wild wheat, and that's going to be the center of our flowers. And we're going to use this small little one that goes for the cone flower. And we're just going to stamp that right there. And we'll bring out the larger one. Oops, I need to do that for the other little flower too. So that goes for the cone flower and the medium-sized flower. Same stamp set, same stamp. And then we got the larger one. Goes on the large daisy. All right. So got those done. Now we're going to bring our dies out and our Bohol Blue mini embossing and cut machine. And this is available to our customers right now. I think the price is $63. And I don't have the order number, but you can find it on in my store. It should be in there. So I should have done my homework before I started, and I should have put that on my list of what the item number was. Okay, so we're going to bring in our 3 plates, our dies, and probably bouncing them around. So we've got all 3 that we need. And I love these dies too because you have a cute little label here, and then you got the inside of the flowers that are embossed, and leaves and stems, and it's really a very cute bundle. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this year. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so let's get our flowers, and I gotta cut this down so it'll fit through my machine. So let me just cut them apart here, make it easier. Maybe I can cut them all at the same time. Maybe. I think maybe I can. All right. I had surgery last week, so that's why I had to reschedule my days. Let me see here. Concentrate a little bit here. Well, turn it right here. I think I had it right the first time I did. There it goes, right there. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place. And scooch these over a little bit so I can put them all at the same time. And this one can go right here. Yeah, like I was saying, I had surgery last week. I had a pacemaker put in, so you may have seen it on the camera, a big old band-aid on my chest here, so that's what that is. So I'm kind of limited for 6 weeks, so, but I can still work on my cards yet, so that's good. I just can't raise my left arm above my shoulder. I've got to be really careful because it can pull out the leads out of my heart, so it's rough getting old. I keep saying I'm falling apart bit by bit. But it all went well, so that's good. Alright, there's 2. I should have put my magnetic bowl over here, and I didn't, and it's out of reach here, so we'll just put these back in the package then so we don't lose them. Nothing worse than losing your dies. My husband got some tomato plants planted yesterday, so hopefully they do well. We're not going to do a full garden. We just planted some tomato plants, and I think a bell pepper plant was all we got so far, so works for us. All right, I think I might need to use a glue dot to hold those ends because it's not wanting to grab where the ribbon was there. So let me bring my take your pick tool and grab a couple mini glue dots and put at the ends of this little seam here. It's not quite fastening the way I want it to. There, that should work. And we'll put one on the other side too. I guess with that ribbon there at the edge, it's kind of bulky, and I didn't want to grab the glue for some reason. Probably the glue soaked into the ribbon, maybe. Maybe that's what's happened. All right, so we're going to take our punch. Stampin' Up! Has brought back the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and I'm very happy about that because we lost a lot of our punches, and they're bringing a few of them back again, so that's making me happy. All right, and we're going to punch out a white circle with that. And set that over there. And this is our fresh freesia. We'll get a circle with that. Alright. Figuring that's going to fall on the floor here. Make a lot of noise. Let me set it over there. And so we've got 2 little circles. One is a fresh freesia, and then a white one. And we're going to kind of stagger them together. So I'm going to bring back our glue. But let me stamp our sentiment on there first before it gets really bulky. And I'm going to use our black memento ink. And the sentiment is going to be wishing you the brightest of birthdays. Alright, what do I do with my mat again? Bring that back over here because I want a good impression. Being that we're using the photopolymer stamps, we need to have a cushion under it. So, I got too much ink on that. No, that's okay. Looked like it was kind of thick on there. And we're going to stamp that up towards the upper portion of that circle. And just making sure that we stay inside the circle. Okay, looks pretty good. And we'll close that up and get it out of our way. And then we're going to bring our white circle over here, and we're going to attach our other one to that. Let me just put a little bit of glue on this left side of this circle, white circle. And then we're going to leave a little bit of space going around it on that right side. And we're going to place that up on dimensionals. So let's bring our dimensionals over here. And I'm going to put 3, and then I'm going to put 1 in the middle to keep it from sinking. And using our take your pick tool, I'm going to pop off those dimensional backings. And we're going to put this at our left side of our card front. I think I'm going to angle the sentiment just a tiny bit, and we don't have to worry about it being straight. And I'm going to place my flowers where I think I might want them to be. And This is called a dry run. I think right about there it looks kind of good. And I'm just going to put some glue on this side of our flower petals. And then I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm going to stick it down here to grab the rest of our flower. Oops, and I should have taken that dimensional backing off of there and I didn't. Let me sneak in there and get that. And don't cover up our sentiment too much there, so. Alright. And I'll do the same with this little flower. Put that there. Let's take the backing off of that. And I'm just going to put my glue at the upper portion of the petals of that flower. And I'm just going to cut one of these in half because otherwise it's going to be too big for that little petal right there sticking out. And again, I'll just put a little bit of glue on the other side to hold it to our sentiment. And I think a little bit like that. That's what we want to do with it. All right, we're getting there. And so now we got to bling it up. So let's bring out our rhinestones. I'm thinking I might use the new. These are our 2023 to 2025 in color dots. I think I'm going to use those. So when I open my package, I just cut the side slit here. And that way, all I got to do is slide my embellishments out. And I don't have to mess with that glue strip all the time. So let me do that. We're going to slide those out. And let me see, what color do I want to use? I think we're going to go, might stay with the wild wheat color. So I'm going to come back in with my take your pick tool and I'm going to use that putty end. And I think I might grab one of the larger ones and put down here. And a medium-sized one. And then I'm going to grab a small one and put up here. Alright. And we can never have too much bling, so I'm going to bring my Winka Stella and I'm just going to color the centers of those flowers. And I'm going to give a little bit of sheen to the center of our petals also, just to add a little bit of extra shine. And in the center of our cone flower and our petals. There. I don't think the camera's probably picking it up, but I can see it really good. So there's the front of our card. Oops. And now I'm out of camera view. Let me see. Make sure I get back. Alright, and now we're going to do the inside of our card. And no. Okay, I did. I've just got a basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to add that to the inside of our card. And I think on the inside, what was I going to say on the inside? put on the insides. I think I'm just going to leave that blank for now. I didn't have the sentiment out that I wanted. So you can add a sentiment to that later. So there's our first card. And I'm still out of camera view here. Alright, let me clean up here a little bit and move these out of the way so I don't drop them. Alright. Wait with that one, I think. I think we're going to do this is another cute set. It's called Zany Zoo. Yeah. When you first look at it, you think it might just be for kids, but I don't think so. I think even us big kids would enjoy that. So, and here it says, "Happy birthday to you." And then on the inside, it says, "Something great to celebrate you." So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I've got a real red. It's our card base, and that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. We're just going to fold that, and we're going to burnish that edge really good. Get my bone folder over here. It's hiding. And get everything out here. We're using the Radiating Stitches dies, and here's the stamp set. And this does come as a bundle too. Where's my dies? There they are. So you can get it as a bundle. Zany Zoo stamp set on dies. And then I'm adding on the Radiating Stitches dies. It's going to be that we're using. Trying to keep everything out of the way here. Just going to get all of our bits and pieces out here. And I have done some of the prep work ahead of time, so we're doing pretty good at the time-wise, so we might be okay. Alright, so our card base. And I've die cut this is our Lemon Lime Twist cardstock. It's a returning color. And our basic white, I die cut the next smaller die for that. And we're just going to glue those together. So bring out our combo glue. And we'll attach those to our card front. And we're just going to leave a small border going around our edges. And it's not quite squared, so you're going to have a little bit of a difference in the border. So like so. And then our basic white layer. I'm really enjoying these dies too. I can show you what all you get with them. You get the larger die, which I used for the largest there. And then this one would cut out the center of that if you wanted it to. And then another one would cut out the center of that one. And then we've got a heart and 2 circles. So here's the 2 circles. This would cut out the center of that circle if you wanted it to, but we're just leaving it whole today. And let me put these aside and we'll get to doing some stamping. Alright, so we're going to bring out our black memento ink and bring out our stamps that we're going to be using. Alright, so that's the inside. Here's the outside one we want. So it says, "Happy birthday to you." And we're just going to ink that up and stamp onto our real red cardstock. And don't want to do any more stamping before I'm done. Yeah, let's go ahead and stamp our gator. Alright, and we'll stamp him on the scrap of our white that we did before. Okay, set that aside so we don't get our arm in the ink. And I might as well go ahead and stamp the inside too, our sentiments. I have another layer that die cut I cut out with the basic white. That's the large die. And I'm just going to stamp our sentiment, which says, "Something great to celebrate you." And we're just going to stamp that right in the center. Alright, we'll put our lid back on our ink pad here so we don't make a mess. And we'll set this aside, that aside. And let's go ahead and color our gator here. Getting all of our Stampin' Guns out here. And I'm going to be using an assortment here. We've got our light real red, granny apple green, old olive dark, our light basic black, and our new color, which is the copper clay, the light and the dark. So I'm going to start out with our granny apple green. I'm going to start with the dark granny apple green. And I'm just going to, outline our gator a little bit, give him some shadowing. Am I still in the camera? Yeah. Just making sure. So, I'm just going to go around the edge of his body here. And do his legs. And then I'm going to come back in with the light granny apple green. And I want to make sure I don't color his teeth. I want to keep them white. I'll finish this and then I'll get out the brush side so I can color this faster. Alright, there we go. Much better. Blend that colors in a little bit more. Okay. And then we're going to use the dark granny apple green, and we're gonna do the little spikes on his back. I also wanted to do the leaves of the flowers that are in the basket of the bicycle. One more leaf right there. And I'm going to do the flowers with the light real red. So are y'all getting some time today to do any crafting? It's a good day for it here in Arkansas. It's all cloudy and kind of a dreary, yucky day. Got one flower right down in there we're going to color. That in. And then I'm going to color the bicycle frame red. Oops, I forgot to get his toenails. I'll have to come back in and do those. We got bicycles for camping, so I got a 3-wheeler, and my husband got just a regular mountain bike. So I'm looking forward to using those. It's been a lot of years since we did any bicycle riding, so we'll see how out of shape we are. Probably pretty much. Alright, and then we got the copper clay, the dark, and we're going to do a little shading of our basket there. And I think I'm going to do the bicycle seat and the pedals. And then I'm going to come back in with the light copper clay. I got to get used to these names. And we'll do the basket and the center of the flowers. And I think that might be the handlebar right there, so we're going to do that. And I needed to do his toenails, so we're going to come back in with that dark granny apple green to do his, whoops, his toenails. Some of my blends, Stampin' blends, are coming apart on me. I don't know what is going on with those. I need to get some crazy glue or something to glue them in there or something. I know Stampin' Up! Would send me a new one, but really there ain't nothing wrong with them. I think just a little bit of glue would hold them together. It might be old. I've had that one for quite a while. Maybe I'm just pulling too hard on them. Alright, and then we're going to come in with our light basic black, and we're going to do the tires. That one came apart too. Okay, there we go. And good thing I didn't have too much coffee this morning. I'd be too shaky to do this. But I do have a cup of coffee in the afternoon, so good thing I haven't had it yet. Alright, so there's our gator. Yeah, put my blends back in my basket so I don't have them falling all over the place here. And then we're going to run that through our die cutting machine. But I've already done that, so we're just going to use the one that I already cut out right here. But I am going to die cut the circle sentiment out, so let me get that centered on here where I want it. And we'll bring our boho blue boy over here. And we'll run that through, die cut that out. And some people have problems getting their plates to go through, but if you'll stagger them a little bit, where you have the middle sandwich back just a little bit, and then kind of line up your bottom and top plate even with each other, it seems like it grabs it a lot easier sometimes. So So if you're having that problem with your plates, just try that little tip and it should work okay. Alright, and here's our little circle for our sentiment. And let me place him over here so we might not lose him. I think that's all the die cutting I've got to do with this one, so we're going to set this aside. And I guess that was an extra piece of scrap paper I had there. I'm thinking. Alright, so let's start assembling here. We've got our layers here that are already down, and we're going to place our gator up on dimensionals. And like I said, be sure you comment when you come on. Be sure you like and share the video. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, be sure that you subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified when I put new videos up each week. And be sure that you like and share it on there too. It brings me more viewers that way, so I'd appreciate that. Alright, and then I'm going to put that aside for a moment. He's going to go right down here. And I'm going to grab, oh, where did that go? Alright. Looks like it's getting pretty dark out there again. Looks like we might get some more rain again. It was so pretty yesterday. We're getting warmer temperatures. Alright, so the ribbon that we're going to be using is the Ribbon Duo Combo Pack. And you get two in here. One's a Petal Pink, and this is the Lemon Lime Twist. And we're going to be using the Lemon Lime Twist one. So it's this one right here. And what I'm going to do is bring my silicone mat back over here, which is sitting right here. We're going to put that over here. I'm just going to run some Stampin' Seal across the back side of our circle here. And I'm going to use that to grab our ribbon and hold it in place. I'm going to zigzag it back and forth. So, oh, my nose wants to itch. Alright. So we're just going to, let me see which is the front, which is the back. I mean, which is right side up, which is not. So we're just going to zig this back and forth. And it's sticking to my fingers pretty good. Get my fingers off of it. And turn that over and clip it. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of that because we want it popped up a little bit. So I'm just going to put one on each side. And I take your pick tool, it's right here. So I can move this out of the way and just bring this over. So we're going to pop those backings off our dimensionals. And then we're going to place that upper left-hand corner of our white layer. And then we're going to pop off the backings off of this, off of our gator on a bike. Alright, and then we're going to place him scooching across that. Alright. And then we've got our rhinestones, and I've colored our rhinestones using the Parakeet Party Stampin' Blends. And we're just going to take 3 of those, and I'm going to put one on each of the bicycle spokes. And another one up here on our sentiment. And of course we need a little bit of bling, so we're going to bring in our Wink of Stella. And we're going to wink up our flowers. And our bicycle. Just the frame. And I think I'll put some on his little spikes on his back. I'm not going to color his body, just the spikes. There. Alright, so there's the front of our card. So on the inside, we've already stamped that, but we're going to add a little bit of color to that. So we're going to bring out our, where did I put it? Yeah, our Lemon Lime Twist ink pad. This is one of our old ink pads I had from before because they brought this color back. So I just decided to use my old pad and see how that works out before I bought another new one. So far it's working good, so I don't think I'll have to replace it anytime soon. Let me bring my mat back over here, my piercing mat, and we're going to stamp our little squigglies. I'm going to do one in each corner of our sentiment. Alright, and I'll close up our ink pad. And we'll bring out our glue and our card. I'm happy that my orientation decided to straighten itself out. Maybe I solved my problem when I decided to show my face again, even if I have a bad hair today. I'm not able to do my hair very well because I can't raise my left arm above my shoulders, so I can't do my hair. So it's kind of a blowing in the wind kind of hair day today. Okay, so there's the inside. We've attached that. So it says happy birthday to you, and then on the inside we've got something great to celebrate you. I guess I'm out of camera view here. Okay, let me get that back down there. All right. But isn't that cute? I love this. This is going to be so fun to be using. And all the other stamps in it too are really cute. We've got a, what do we got? We've got a turtle. Yeah, we've got, let's see, we've got a singing turtle. We've got a, now we've had people that are not sure if that's a llama or an alpaca. So I don't know how you'd tell the difference. And we've got a little dancing cheetah, a skunk, a raccoon with the balloons, and then of course the gator that we used today. So adorable, and the papers are really adorable too. So maybe next week I'll be using the paper, showcase the paper. All right, did I forget anything on there? I don't think so. I think I got everything on that. And our time is looking fairly good. I think I've got everything ready to go for the next card, so it shouldn't take too long, I'm hoping. Let me get things set out of the way here a little bit. Okay, so here's our card. And let me bring out the bits and pieces and instructions and all that good stuff. So the card, or the stamp set that we're using is the Timeless Arrangements, and that comes as a bundle, the dies and the stamp set. You can save 10% when you buy both at the same time. And am I getting it in camera view? I guess I could scooch it over a little bit. But that's the stamp set that we're using today. And I've done a lot of the die cutting and all that already, so it shouldn't take us a whole lot of time. So I'm hoping that you're able to stick around for another half hour anyway. Okay, so, but here's the card. It's a thank you card, but you could use any sentiment that you wanted to. There's a lot of different sentiments there. We've got thank you, which is the one I'm using. We've got your kindness means everything to me. A very big thanks. You make me smile. You are so kind. And this one is on page Let me see where it is. Let me find my index. It's called Timeless Arrangements. It's on page 67. Butterfingers, I can't even turn the pages here. Alright, and here it is. I love the dies too. The dies are really pretty cool. Alright, and there's some samples there, a little bit. Showing a little bit of the daisies there, but you could kind of mix and match the two. Alright, and the paper that we're using is one of our new ones also, which is very pretty. I didn't get the stamp set for this yet, but I'm loving the paper. Let me give you a quick sneak peek of that. We're using this pattern right here. And here's the back side of it. Make sure it's in the camera here before we go on. Very, very pretty. And here's one with little bunnies on it, which is really cute. And even the back side's pretty. It's going to be hard to decide which side of the paper to use on these. So I bought 2 packs just in case I couldn't decide, so I won't have an excuse not to use it. And then this one, and that's the back side. Is that the last of it? No, there's more here. And here we got some foxes. And some little tiny flowers on the back side. So, and this is the one that we're using today. That's the back side that we're using, this side of it instead. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. And let me get my bits and pieces out here and we'll get started because I have a lot of bits and pieces in here. I don't want to drop them on the floor. Alright, we're going to start out with our card base, which is our Misty Moonlight, which is a returning color. And that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So we're just going to burnish that edge with our bone folder. We'll set that aside for a moment. And then I've got Night of Navy, which is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And that's going to layer on top of our card base. And then our designer series paper measures 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches. So we're just going to go ahead and glue these all together. So we'll start with our Night of Navy. And it goes on the front of our card. And we're just going to leave a small border going around. And scooch. Let's see if I can't scooch that just a tiny bit. Nope, it's not want to scooch. So we'll leave it right where it is. And then we'll take our designer series paper. See how cute that is? Even the back sides. Well, I am using the back side, but the front side is really cute. So it's hard to decide which side to use. So we're going to attach that to the front of our card. And then we're going to set that aside for a moment. And I've die cut all of our flowers already. So I've got an assortment. I've got some basic white. I've got some Night of Navy. And I've got some of the Misty Moonlight. So we're just going to start layering those down. But first I'm going to stamp our little flowers. And bring my stamps over here. going to stamp using our black memento ink. And then I'm going to come back with my blends. I'm going to color those flowers. Alright, bring my cushion back over here. And I want 3 of the flowers. And I'm just stamping these onto our basic white scrap paper. Okay. And I need to stamp our sentiment, which is thank you. And I'm using the black memento ink again. And stamp that right in the center of our scrap because we're going to die cut our frame out of there. Our label. Oops. I think that's all the stamping I need to do on that. But we could stamp our sentiment on the inside of our 4" by 5 1/4 inch. And then we'll be finished with that also. And I'm going to see if I can't use the same black one. I've got one right here. And it says, I really appreciate you. So it's thank you. I really appreciate you. And I'm just going to stamp that right in the upper center of our 4 by 5 1/4 inch white cardstock. Now we can put our lid on our ink pad so we don't have an accident. And I'm going to set this aside and put that aside. What are y'all drinking today? I've got some flavored water. I'm using my Stampin' Up! Glass. Excuse me, I swallowed that wrong. Now I'll bring on my flowers over here. Well, we got to color these first. And the only blends I'm using are 3, which are the light misty moonlight and the light and dark boho blue. So I'm going to start out with the dark boho blue, and I'm going to color my flowers, kind of outline them a little bit where the stamping is done for me already. And then I'm going to come back in with the light boho blue, and I'm going to do some shading. And then we're going to die cut these out. There's a die for it, so thank goodness we don't have to fussy cut. Which I don't mind fussy cutting some things. But when we got dies, it's a little bit faster, so why not? We've gotten spoiled, I guess, by all the dies that Stampin' Up! Supplies for us. Alright, and then I'm going to use the, oops, I used the wrong one on there. Alright, we're going to have one flower color different. That should have been the boho blue instead of the misty moonlight. Alright, we're going to change this flower up. We're going to have one oddball. That's okay. So I'm going to use, on this one, I'm going to use the light boho blue as the stem color. So let's do this right. Let's start out with our other two and do those right. Let's go with the dark boho blue. And we'll do our shading with the dark. And I think I'm going to do both flowers at the same time. And the light boho blue. And anybody got big plans for Mother's Day? I don't know. Nobody said anything what we're doing yet, so I'm not sure. Other than church, I don't really know what else is going on that day. I know the restaurants are probably going to be packed, so I don't know if we'll go out to eat or not. If we do, it may just be fast food. I don't know. We'll see. Sunday's not here yet. All right. There. Now we want the misty moonlight light to do the leaves of the stem. And I kind of want little lines right there, but that's okay. It'll all come out in the wash. Alright, so let's bring our boho blue machine back over here. And what did I do with the plates? Oh goodness. How could I lose the plates? Oh, they're right there in front of me. Okay. Maybe I do need that coffee. Alright, so we're going to tear that off and make a little bit more room here. And we're going to bring our dies over here. Those out. And I'm going to use the littlest label frame. And I'm going to center that onto our sentiment, or thank you. And using my washi tape to hold that, I'm going to place that down. And then we need to cut out our flowers, which is this die right here. And I can only do one of those at a time, so it's too bad we didn't get 3 extra dies. We could have done them all at the same time. Sometimes they do that. Alright, and use my washi tape to hold that because I don't want to have to redo it. And I'll run that through. Those have to wind a little bit, move this up. Alright, there's our sentiment. Here's one flower. And 2 to go. And I probably got my head in the view, so you're probably seeing all my gray hair. And alright. Like I said, be sure you like and share the video. Tell your friends about me. You know, if I don't do card making, this kind of goes along with scrapbooking too. So all the products that Stampin' Up! Has can be either used for card making or scrapbooking. I first started out doing scrapbooking, and then I kind of graduated to card making. I don't know why the change. I don't know. I just got started and loved it, so I've been doing it ever since. But I have done a lot of scrapbooking too, so. Alright, that moved a little bit on me. There we go. Alright. And here's our 3rd flower. And then we can start assembling. So, set boho blue over, out of the way. Bring these over here. And I save my washi tape until I can't stick it no more. So I just stick it onto my machines usually. And then I've got it ready to go when I need it. So let's poke that out. And poke this one out a little bit. That didn't come out. So And here's our sentiment. And put my die over there so I don't lose it. Alright, now we're going to bring our card base over here. And we're going to just start assembling. And I'm going to start by laying down our white layer first. And I want to put them up a little ways because we're going to put our ribbon at the bottom. And let me get you back in camera view here. And I'm going to switch out my glues. I'm going to use my fine tip glue. And this is the fine tip glue pen. And it's got like a needle at the end. So it makes it really easy to get a really fine point. And I'm going to bring my silicone mat over here so I don't get glue all over everything. Oops, I got a little bit too much there. Came out a little faster than I thought it was going to. And I was going to put some dots of glue on each of the leaves here. And pick it up very carefully with getting glue all over my fingers. And I'm going to place it right above these flowers up here. And I can kind of line up with the other flowers to see that it's straight, so that's good. And there we go. Now I'm going to start out with our blue. This was our Night of Navy one layer. And I'm going to put some dots of glue on each of those petals. And pick it up very carefully without getting glue all over me. And I'm going to layer that onto the white layer. It kind of gives you a guide right there, so that's kind of good. You can follow that. And now we're going to just kind of decide how we want to place our flowers. And why did I have glue on that side of the petal? It must have ran over. I'm just going to place these little flowers here and there to fill in some spots. And probably one right there. And you can put as many or as few flowers on here that you want to, but I think we're going to maybe put down this white one. And then I'll start putting my other flowers on top of it, I think. I could have cut some vellum too, it would have been pretty, but I didn't. Oops, now I just made a mess on my table. Or even some metallic gold paper, or I think we have like a rose gold specialty paper. That would be pretty too. Alright, and I think I'm going to start laying my flowers down. Let me see. Where do I want them? Probably something like that, maybe. I'm thinking, oh, I got way too much glue on here. Getting carried away. You have to hold that for a moment, let it attach. My glue's coming out of my bottle faster than I was expecting. And one right there. Well, and then our third flower. Place place over here at an angle. Well, so when I use a little bit too much glue, it takes it a while to stick, so. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that because it'll have that label back over it anyway. And with your fine tip glue, you want to make sure you get that needle put back in the center of that barrel. And sometimes I even tap it to make the glue go down to the bottle so it doesn't sit up on top. And then I'm going to take my sentiment label and I'm going to use my mini glue dots and I'm going to cut just a skinny strip off the edge of my dimensionals, and I'm going to place that along the bottom of my label. So I probably got it too long here. Let me see. I can always trim it off. That's going to go at the bottom edge. No, I think it's going to be okay. Just right. And then we're going to use our Tombow glue and put a line of glue across the top. Well, got a glue booger there I have to clean off. That's what happens when you leave the cap off of your glue. Alright. And pull that sticky strip off. Oops, that didn't come off very good. Let me get my take your pick tool. Paper separated on me. There we go. And then we're going to place that over our flower stems. Alright. And let's get this all out of our way. There's our little scraps. And then I'm going to bring in our what did I do with my tear and tape? Well, I know I had it. I don't want to make a crash bang here. Looking for it. Yeah, I did have it. I didn't put it in there. I didn't put it there. I have lost my tear and tape. Where could it be? I just had it. I know it's here somewhere. Well, it was. Did I drop it on the floor? No. I don't know how things can disappear when you just had them just a moment ago. Does anybody else have that problem? Huh. Well, we'll just use glue dots then. So I'm going to take our boho blue textured ribbon and I'm just going to eyeball it here. I want it to go across, but I'm going to cut it from one end to the other. So, and with this ribbon too, it does fray the ends, so that makes it kind of good too. I like that look too. So let me get my glue dots out here before I lose them. And we'll attach this ribbon to the bottom of our card. And I've got a mess going on here. So I'm going to place probably about 3 of these glue dots down to hold our ribbon. I would have rather had my tear-in tape, but when all else fails, you improvise. And maybe we need about 4 mini glue dots, just to make sure. Alright, and then we're going to place that ribbon down on top of that. And with the flowers, we could kind of line it up so we make sure we've got it straight. So that's a little added bonus. There. That worked. I still don't know what I did with my tear-in tape. It's got to be here somewhere. I'll find it when I don't want it. Okay, so there's the front of our card, but we need to add some bling to that, so we're going to bring out our rhinestones and use my take your pick tool, and I'm going to grab off the larger rhinestones. Oops. I need to put that one back over here. We don't need that little guy. Use you another time. And I'm going to always do my embellishments in odd numbers, so usually it's always 3s. Oops, I guess we did want one of those little ones. We're going to put a little one onto the corner of our sentiment label. So I guess it knew what I was needing it, so that's why it popped off of there. Alright, and we're going to bring in our Wink of Stella again, and we're going to wink up those flowers a little bit. Never have too much bling. I should have put that darker flower in the center. Oh well. I just noticed that. Alright, so there's the front of our card. And on the inside, we've got our 4" by 5 1/4 inch layer of basic white. And I'm going to take this little stamp. It's got the little circles. And we're going to use all 3 of our colors, but I think I might just use the boho blue and the misty moon. Well, yeah, misty moonlight and the boho blue we're going to use. I did 3, but I don't really care for the 3. I think I'm just going to do the 2 images on there. So we'll stamp one above our sentiment, and then we're going to come back in with our Simply Chamois. We're going to clean our stamp off. And then we're going to use our boho blue ink. And see me, I'm not using my cushion like I should be. And we'll put this one at the bottom corner of our sentiment. And we're fixing to finish up here. So let me close up these ink pads. And come in with our glue and glue this to the inside of our card. Okay. And add this to the inside of our card. And then we'll be finished. Alright. So here's the outside. It says thank you. And I really appreciate you. And I'm out of camera view here again. Let me try this again. Here we go. Here's the front. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Get things out of the way here so we can maybe bring all these cards up here. Move some things out of the way a little bit. Can we fit all 3 of them in here? Okay, so we started with this one, and we did that one, and then we did this one. make sure that we're in camera view, which we're not. Let's try it this way. Well, see what that looks like. I'm giving it a moment. So that's our 3 cards for today. We've got 2 birthday and 1 thank you. Okay, let me look at my calendar for next week. I misplaced my calendar. There it is. Okay, I know I'm not going to be here next Wednesday because we're going to be camping most of the week. So I'll be back again on May 24th, that Wednesday. So not this next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. So I won't be here next week. We'll be camping. And until then, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. Appreciate y'all. Oh, thank you, Sharon.